Welcome to Pydle Day 154. Pydle is a daily puzzle you need to solve by writing Python code. Today's Pydle is a cute little penguin with some snowflakes in the background. So have a go at solving that. Just want to show you some new enhancements to Pydle. So if you want the documentation for the Pydle function, just type in help Pydle, run that, and then you look in the console and you get full documentation on the Pydle function. So including the colors that are available. Okay, so that's quite helpful. And you may have seen the announcement that you can now use tab and shift tab to indent the code. Okay, so let's go back. To save time, I'm just going to paste in the solution for the butterfly. So then we can just quickly go through that. Okay, so I will also put the solution in the comments on YouTube. Okay, so that's the solution. So do use Cartesian coordinates for both x and y. And then we focus on the whites first. So we're going to say, so y2, that's the top line, and then we need the even x's, that's white, and then we identify those two pixels, and that's where absolute value of x equals 2 and y plus 3 is also equal to 2. So y is minus 1 there, so if you add 3 to y you also get 2. So that's just a compact way of writing that, and the same, and then the last line. So absolute value of x equals 1, y is minus 2, so if you add 3 to y, you get 1 again. Okay, that's something we use quite often. That deals with the whites. So Pydle 2 plus x, 2 minus y, that converts back into Pydle coordinates from Cartesian coordinates. So that's something I always forget. Okay, now for the rest of the puzzle, you say aleph, so we want to avoid the black pixels, so y not equals 2, so that's the top line, so there aren't any blue or purple pixels in the top line, and same for the vertical kind of one where x equals 0, so aleph y not equals 2 and x not equals 0. Okay, now for the purples. So we say purple if, so it will color them in purple if that condition is true, else blue. So how do we get that one? So absolute value of x, just make sure it does it symmetrically. So let's just look at the positives. So if you look at the purple diagonal, you can see it intercepts the y-axis where x equals 0, y equals minus 2. Okay, so if we wrote that as an equation, we would have said y equals x minus 2. And if you look at that equation, it's exactly that. So y equals x minus 2. So we could have just said absolute value of x minus 2 equals y. So yeah, let's do that. Let's just say y equals absolute value of x minus 2. Okay, so that's the equation for that diagonal. And then if we left out the absolute value, it would have gone just straight through. But if you do absolute value, it basically bounces back. Let's just do that to demonstrate. If you didn't have that, you would go straight through. Okay, but it doesn't actually matter. You can't actually see it because the black we're excluding and the white we've already colored in. But if you do put in the absolute value, it's going to bounce and it will solve our Pydle. Okay, that's quite a lot of lines, 174. I'm sure there are people out there who's going to do it in a lot fewer lines, so drop us comments. So I'm going to copy that code, paste it in, and come back tomorrow, try and solve the penguin, and then come back tomorrow for